Hey, what's going on, everyone? Super excited to be back with you guys. JD Strategic here. As you can see from the shirt, I'm super excited. But basically, I'm going to be started filming content for you guys a lot more consistently, whether it's just me, whether I'm filming with other people. So the goal being, I want to film just videos for you guys in terms of how to market yourself, whether you're a specific individual or whether you're a business with hundreds, thousands of people. I definitely look forward to connecting and really figuring out how we can better market yourself as an individual as well as a business. And I'm also looking forward to really starting a podcast series very shortly. Just like 30, 45-minute videos with people that have had success and trying to pick their brains apart just to give you guys some more knowledge about whether it's in your industry or just learning about how to go from step A to step Z. And obviously, everyone's journey is very different, but just trying to give you some advice from people that have achieved that success so that we can really start to expedite your journey to get you from, wherever you are now to where you want to be later on. But, overall, my Instagram handle, my YouTube handle is JD Strategic. My goal is to help you in your career be a lot more strategic by both saving you time, by saving you money, so that wherever you are now and where you want to be, we want to really speed up that process. What I typically say when I'm on the phone with people is we want to fast track that process. I don't know if you've ever been to Disney World, but they have the fast track lines where you can really speed up the process and have a lot more fun on your journey, be a lot more efficient during your day. So that's really my goal for you guys. Really save you time, save you money, and really make this journey a lot more fun for you guys. So overall, my goal by New Year's is really to help over 100 different business owners really make their life a lot more easier by starting to really automate their process, and really take things to the next level with both their personal brand as well as their business. So I'm super excited to do that. And without further ado, I'm going to really dive into this video. So in today's video, I really want to talk about one, just the importance of marketing and really why you need to start marketing your business, your brand today. So just basic definition, what is marketing? Marketing is the process of promoting products and services to customers. So obviously we kind of know that that's very basic level. Marketing is we want to increase awareness to our product, our service. We want to brand ourselves, and overall the goal of marketing is we want to grow the business. If you're content with where you are now, where your sales are now, you would just stop promoting yourself. You would just look at the numbers and you'd say, wow, I'm okay with that. But the reason why people market, the reason why people pay Instagram, Facebook tremendous amounts of money to market themselves, people pay YouTube ads to market themselves, is because they want to grow. It's because they're not content. They want to get to that next level. They have a great product, they have a great service that they're passionate about. Maybe they have a really good message that they're passionate about. Whether it's charity, whether you're trying to make a difference in this world, you have a strong message and you want to get that point across. It's really cool to produce all this content, but the goal is to really take things to that next level so that when you are coming up with all this time, producing all this content, we want to take things to that next level so that we are increasing that exposure and really taking things to that next level. So when it comes down to a business, obviously there's a bunch of different aspects that go into actually being a business. And a lot of times people dive into things and they don't necessarily realize it is a business. But really what the goal is you find something you're really passionate about in this world and you create a business out of it. You find ways to help other people, you find ways to monetize yourself so that you really can live the life you want, doing what you want while making money. That's what you need to really continue to live that life. And then two, really finding ways to help other people and really make that difference. So when it comes down to a business, it really starts with having that business plan. Then, oh, sorry about that. And then there's really a lot of other work, like, there's the legal work, the economics, the financing, hiring employees once you start to scale, the operations part. But really what we're here to talk about is the two most important parts, the product and then the marketing. And then, out of that, there's really three things that are really important to me when it comes down to really helping you. One, the business plan. A lot of times I get on the phone with people and marketing isn't even in their conversation of how to market themselves, how the business is going to grow. A lot of times they just tell me about what their product is and what their service is and why it's so great and why their culture is so great. but every single person I've talked to tells me that they have a great culture. So reality is that's not the differentiator. That's not what's going to separate your business. You got to find ways to actually market the business so that people are finding out about that product or service, because I'm sure there's hundreds of other people that have that same product or service. Maybe there's something that's a little different, but that's why you need to market yourself to get that message across, show people what that difference is, show people who you are, so that you really can get that message across. And typically what I say to everyone on the phone is, you can have the greatest product in the world. You could sell, rocket ships for $100, whatever, some crazy product for some very small price. But if you're not marketing yourself and people aren't seeing it, it really doesn't matter. You can produce all the content in the world, but if people aren't seeing it, it really doesn't matter. And that's just not to be rude, not to be harsh, but the reality is, I see you're putting in all this work, you're putting in that time, you're very passionate about what you're doing. It's very clear when I talk to people. So the goal is to get people to see that passion, to see what you're talking about, if that makes sense. So, how do we market correctly? And obviously times have changed. People used to just spend hundreds of dollars on television ads. I can't tell you how much money people spend on Super Bowl ads. People used to invest in newspaper ads. There's infomercials on TVs, but obviously, times have changed. We're seeing ChatGPT, we're seeing AI take over. So obviously marketing is going to change on a daily basis. So if you think about your marketing strategy, if that strategy hasn't changed over the last 20, 10, 5, even the last year, the last 6 months, you're not on track. There's other people out there that are going to grow. There's people in their 20s, 30s that they understand this technology and they're going to continue to take their brand, their business to the next level. So what do I kind of mean by how to market yourself correctly? In today's world, 90% of people buy from brands they follow on social media. I'm going to say that again. 90% of people buy goods or services from brands they follow on social media. So if you're not on every social media platform right now, you're losing money. That's just a reality. People just aren't finding out about you. And that's a very simple way to get exposure. Just being on every platform possible. My role model, my father that I look up to, one of his phrases is ABB, always be branding. So if you listen to that motto, always be branding, it's a very simple way to brand yourself by just posting content on every platform possible. Because think about different platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok. People are only on certain apps. People aren't consistently on every platform possible as a client. So if you're just posting the same content on every platform, that's a very simple way for you to start to market yourself and start to get more exposure. So now think about yourself, think about your social media presence right now, because that's where people are buying from. They need to figure out what that brand is. They need to draw that connection. They need to see you on social media, especially the younger generation. So it's really key. And now you think about social media, and I talk about how times are changing. I just mentioned TikTok. People have very short attention spans. So the key is, how do you get that new customer, that new client in a very short attention span? And so now I like to say, 5-10 seconds. What are people thinking in those 5 to 10 seconds when they click on your profile? And really, think about it. Reflect. When someone clicks on your profile right now in 5 to 10 seconds, are they like, wow, that's someone I want to tap into? That's a brand I want to buy. That's someone I want to invest in. Because people have short attention spans. So right away, they're looking at how many followers you have. But two, way more importantly, when they go on your recent posts, are other people commenting, liking, viewing, interacting on your profile? Because as I'm sure a lot of marketing is about the psychology. So we want to understand the psychology. So right away, when someone taps into your profile, right away, we want people to be like, oh, wow, this person knows what he's talking about. Oh, wow, I can relate to this. And once you draw that connection, once you get that smile, once you get that laugh, that's when you have that client, that reoccurring customer. But it really starts with building that personal brand, and then people will start to buy the product. So what are some examples of that? I think of Grant Cardone as literally a prime example. There's thousands, millions of people selling the same service he is. Hundreds, thousands of people are in real estate. But why do people specifically invest in Grant Cardone? Because he invests hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of dollars into his personal brand. He wants everyone to know who he is. And then once people figure out who that person is, what his personal brand is, what he stands for, now he has that genuine connection, and now he can build off that. So it doesn't matter what product he wants to sell. If he wanted to start selling energy drinks, coffee, if he wanted to sell hula hoops, it really doesn't matter. People will start to buy that because people trust Grant Cardone now, because he has built a strong personal brand. Another example that I think about in the fitness world, there's millions of fitness influencers. Everyone has a brand on social media trying to be a fitness influence. But Bradley Martin, why do people specifically buy into Raw Gear? Why do specifically people buy into his equipment? Why do people are so fascinated to go to his gym? Because he has built such a strong personal brand. And it's not something that happens overnight. It's something that he's invested decades into now, so that people know who they are. And now when people think of working out, they think Bradley Martin. So now they start to buy that product. They start to buy that service. But it really starts with building that personal brand. And why is that so important? Because you build that credibility, you build that trust. And what's so important about social media? 3 things. 1, exposure. 2, credibility. And 3, networking. So I can kind of break that down. 1, exposure, marketing, we want to get exposure, we want to grow. 2, credibility. If you don't have credibility, why am I going to buy from you? Especially the younger generations, I need to feel a genuine connection with that person to give you my money. I need to understand what your brand is about, who you are, what you stand for. And now I'll start to invest money. And the cool thing is that once you build that personal brand, once you build that trust, you can charge larger sums of money. People will feel more willing to invest their money because they trust you and you have built that relationship. So you build these long-term relationships rather than these short-term transactional clients. Because a lot of times when you look at social media, a lot of times it's just people trying to sell you this and that. But are you providing value to other people? Are you helping other people? Are you really making that difference? So too oftentimes people are really trying to sell, but really you should be selling yourself, because really what I always say is your brand is who you are, and it's really showing the world who you are, what you stand for, because the biggest differentiator in your business, in your music, if you're an author and you're writing, it's not necessarily something in the product or service, but it's about who you are. You are the differentiator. You're the reason people are investing that money. So showing the world who you are and really what you stand for, especially, think about all these industries, real estate, insurance. I mentioned fitness influencers. Some of these industries, they may not be the most exciting, like, insurance may not be the most exciting industry, but you are super exciting. I strongly believe that every single person on this planet has something of value to add. So showing the world who you are, and now people will start to invest their money because they have built that connection and they understand who you are. So, just to recap, it really starts with building that personal brand so that you can start to build that trust and build that credibility with the customer. And then if you think about it, whatever platform you're on, if you're on Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, say that app disappears and you don't have a personal brand, you've kind of lost all those customers. But if you have that personal brand, you can switch over to all these other platforms and people are going to know who you are. So people are going to follow you on that journey. So it starts with that personal brand, and you start to build these long-term relationships. So trying to think rather than very narrow on what the product is, what the service is, but thinking big picture, because that's really what especially the younger generations, that's what they're really looking for. So that's kind of my best advice in this video. Just kind of find ways to be more actionable. Speaking about actionable, so how can you actually start to be actionable rather than spending months, years trying to find these middlemen that, they have these thousands of employees that charge hundreds, thousands of dollars a month into these marketing companies. Start to focus on your own personal brand, start to podcast. If you're not comfortable, showing your face on camera, they have audio podcasts. You can even just start to write, you can do email campaigns to your clients, but just starting to build that personal brand is something that you can do literally today so that people can start to build that relationship with you. So like I said, I'm JD Strategic. I work with one of the best marketing agencies in this world. So I'm very confident. I'd love to get to know you, your brand, your business, and really see, are we a good fit? And really, can we build that long-term relationship? Because I'm not interested in a client that's going to be with me just for 6 months. I'm interested in clients that are here for 2 to 5 to 10 years. So I'm really interested in building these long-term relationships. So I'll put my information in the bio, but I definitely look forward to potentially connecting with you. I hope you found this video useful. I'm going to be providing a lot more videos like this on how to market yourself, how to brand yourself, because the world is changing on a daily basis. So this is going to constantly change. So our goal is really to help you take things to that next level. Like I said, JD Strategic here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this video.